Welcome to the views, man.
Welcome to the views, man. Views from the Bleachers podcast. This is basically me and Kidd's opportunity to just sit here and chop it up. Because what y'all don't see behind the scenes is we literally spend 90% of the time just going at each other.
We spend hours talking trash just to get on the show and not mention none of the stuff we talked about. So at this point,
we definitely needed this opportunity. Of course, we're going to talk a little Chicago sports, probably a lot of Chicago sports, still a lot to talk about. But we're going to talk a lot of bigger
much bullhead behind me not to talk
that's
about.
That's 36 inches of bullhead for you.
Hey, listen, it's a bad joke right there.
It's so great though.
God.
Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the page if y'all listening on iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Is that really 36 inches?
That's 36 inches of bullhead.
You measured it?
No,
is it from nose to horn?
They told me when I when it was given to me. Shout out to Martinelli Originals. They were rocking with the show back then. Hopefully we can get that deal back going. Shout out to you guys. We're looking to work with you again. Keep it going. But no, yeah, that's 36 inches of bullhead, my boy.
Leaving that one alone. Hey, listen. Speaking of the Bulls,
you want to feel? There you go.
Hey, speaking of the Bulls, your boy Marko just landed.
Marko is here, man. Marko is here.
You did a good video on that one, by the way.
It's coming. It's gonna be.
You already did it.
That's true. That's true. But there's another one coming because listen, Marko has done some great things since I did that video. Since I did that video, and I think this is the interesting thing, and it kind of ties into what we wanted to talk about. First off, listen, we didn't do any professional podcast format because we just here talking, right? We just here chopping it up, Joe Rogan style. But of course, Team USA is playing.
Not trying to get off subject, but he has no formal intro to none of his podcasts.
For what? He's Joe Rogan. We just saw. We just saw how bossy he is. And it does not matter.
He goes, and we're here.
And we're here. So we're here. Oh, by the way, Panther designer.
How you been, buddy?
Yeah, you know to it, right?
So, but Marko, we're talking Marko. Siminovic, he's here. He did some great things.
But I think it ties in great with what we're seeing right now with Team USA because a lot of people are looking at Marko Siminovic coming over, and they're looking at his numbers, and they're saying his numbers are subpar. He's not going to be that guy, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Chicago is saying, that we love this guy. We see somebody. We thought Nico was that dude. But to me, when I look at these, and to me, not even just Marko, I think we have to have the conversation about Marko because he's coming to the Bulls. But just Euro players in general, the disrespect that they get.
Yeah.
And let's stop just saying Euro players, African players, period. International players, period. The disrespect that they get. First off, Luis Scola, what are you still doing out here, brother? What's going on? But
hey man, he's balling though.
I mean, well, just on us. But
that's all that counts.
Just
now.
on us. But
and for those who don't know, he actually looks like a grown man now.
Dog, I thought that was Scola's son.
Really?
Because I was looking at it and I was like, "There's no way that's Luis Scola."
No, that's him.
I was like, there's no way it's the same dude that played for Houston. And, bro, he played for Houston in like 2010.
Yeah, legitimately.
Like, I'm like, there's no way this the same dude.
How old is he?
He's got to be in his 40s. He got to be. But I just think that, especially with how Team USA came into the Olympics, and I mean, they got the win today. We're recording this on the 13th.
Oh, dog, you're right.
Yeah.
It's 41.
Exactly, bro. We're recording this on the 14th. To me, the interesting thing about where the league is at now, and me and you can, I think we've had this conversation, but to me, the NBA is not ready for the physicality that international play is bringing, and that's why I think Marko Siminovic will thrive in this league. And on the second reason, they only play 10-minute quarters, y'all. Like, I think that's what a lot of people don't get. They look at his numbers and see 19 and 6, and they're like, why would I want? Y'all understand how much 8 minutes makes a difference, right? Like, to me, that's crazy that he's getting these numbers in 10-minute quarters. And so I really think that Marko coming over to Chicago, to the Chicago side, is really going to make a huge difference for the Bulls. I think that, I mean, honestly, is he going to replace what Lauri Markkanen should have been?
Yes.
Not even a hesitation.
Yeah. You saw the clips. You made the video. So you saw the clips. He brings even the facilitating, the ball handling experience and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He does that well. To me, I'm not comparing him to Luka because that's very lofty.
Is he Jokic?
He's not that same build. He's more built like.
Is he Jokic skill wise? Ball handling, shooting, passing.
Siminovic
vision?
is a 4, right?
Yes,
but he's a 4 there.
He'll probably be a 4 here. Honestly,
I think he's a 3 here. He doesn't have the build to me.
Depend on how big Pat will get this offseason.
But even Pat Will's a 3.
Pat Will's a 3, but depend on how big he get this offseason.
He might be a 4, right? Because he's still growing.
He's 6'10". What is he, 6'9"?
Well, he up there.
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Hey, at 6'9", 6'10", what's the difference at this point? I mean, realistically, if they stood next to each other, you barely notice. My whole thing is this, though. When I looked at him recently and how fluid he was, ball handling, Marko, I thought he was a 3, stretch 3. I didn't see him as a 4. I saw him as a ball handling 3. I saw him like a Luka. Not saying he's going to be that good, but I saw him that capacity. And when Luka first came here, they thought he was a 3-4. Now he's really playing PG for them.
Yeah.
You know, let's be honest. The age of short point guards is really coming to I'm not saying it's coming to an end, but it's really mixed in now. We got more short guys that's playing 2s. It's just positionless basketball based off your skill set. So I'm looking at Marko like he could really be what Draymond is potentially. You know, being that 4 that can bring that 3 or 4 that brings down the ball.
I don't see
He's not a huge guy.
See, but when you say, I think it's about also the mentality that you get. With Draymond to me, as much as people may not like to say it, is in the Dennis Rodman category of player.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
who disagrees with that?
Grind it out. Well, I mean, when you compare the two, people always want to put them at each other. People put Draymond in, which is wild to me, in the more Charles Barkley category.
No, that's disrespectful.
And I'm like, that's disrespectful to Chuck.
Chuck was a
disrespectful
bucket
to Chuck.
Chuck was a certified bucket getter.
I think that's and I think it's more so just because of a lot of the flack that Chuck gives Draymond that they put him against each other.
Yeah, but Draymond doesn't hold a candle to prime Chuck. It's ridiculous. Draymond would never be the league MVP versus a KD or something like that.
Yeah.
Chuck was the league MVP over Mike.
Cap, but
nah, he earned it that year.
Cap.
He earned it that year, dog.
So he was better than the best offensive and defensive player in the NBA?
Mike wasn't the best offensive and defensive player. That year he didn't win MVP?
That was the season that Mike was the best offensive. Mike led the league in scoring and he led the league in steals, and I think he was up there in blocks. He was the best offensive and defensive player in the league, and Charles Barkley
was the best rebounder, was getting buckets. Okay, listen.
No disrespect to Chuck. Chuck was getting buckets. They was sick of seeing Mike do it, but I think the Marko conversation sets up the Team USA conversation so perfectly because
I take that back. He's 6'11". He didn't. Oof,
Siminovic. Yeah, the weight is an issue. The weight is an issue.
So he's more like a KP.
No.
KP is 6'11".
KP's heavy. KP take you in the post, you're gonna die.
KP is not that heavy.
KP probably.
Larry Markkanen weighs more than KP.
KP throw his weight the right way.
It's kind of easy to throw your weight around at that height, though.
Larry couldn't do it.
Larry's soft. What do you want to say?
I think when I'm looking at,
hey, is it KP from Russia? KP ain't from Finland. I'll tell you that much.
No. KP. I don't know what KP is. Slovenian?
Hey, whatever he is, he eats kids for dinner.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. No, I think
he looks like he'll destroy you. Like that's what it looks like.
I think that to me, KP's post game is better. I think that's what Marko had to work on. But again, like I said, with the video that's coming out, I really want to see what I missed.
KP is 7'3", 240.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Marko is 6'11".
Probably 240.
How much does he weigh?
Not even. Probably 220, I would say.
They don't put his weight on here, which is weird. But he's only 21, which is also weird because he don't look 21. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong photo for this guy.
What? Hold on. Let me see.
Like they got
there's two. No, that's him. That's a different guy.
This is him?
That's a different guy. No, top one.
That's him.
That's him.
Oh, okay.
There's two different guys. Both are from the same country.
With the same name?
Yes.
Good Lord, they put them out.
It was tough when I was looking for the video to do it in the beginning. I had that same issue. I was like, yo, did we just draft a 65-year-old?
Is that his dad?
No. No relation. No relation.
You sure?
No relation. Dog, I went through this when they drafted him. Because people were looking at that picture when he got drafted, and they were like, "Did we just draft a grandfather?"
I mean,
like, what's happening right now?
Cute wife, by the way.
Okay,
hey, no disrespect. I'm just saying he has a great choice, and he has a great choice. I mean, he could have picked someone ugly.
Dirk Nowitzki style.
Dirk picked a black woman. I'm not hating on that.
Oh, shout out to Dirk. Dirk, whenever you want to come.
Hey,
Dirk,
swirl.
Hey, we love your views, Dirk.
Hey, absolutely love your views. Thank you so much for pushing the culture forward in your own way.
Did you say squirrel?
Swirl.
Swirl. Okay,
swirl.
All right.
But no, the whole thing is getting back to the topic at hand is.
Yeah.
How does he perform? And the whole reason that's even the topic is because we're getting dominated so much on the physicality and international play.
The NBA
weird.
was not ready for it, and it's weird to me because of where this is. I mean, let's be real. Baseball is America's pastime, but it's not America's game anymore.
Football is.
Football will always be America's game, but that's because nobody else plays it.
That's why it's America's game.
But
Cowboys always be America's team.
But like baseball is an American sport, but other teams are better. Like I would pick Team Cuba or Team Japan or Team
over American.
Absolutely,
born? Really,
absolutely.
I know nothing about baseball.
America's coming back. I think America now is in a different space when you have your Tim Anderson
because they like the G's in the building.
Facts, facts. You know what I'm saying?
Heavy stepping.
Facts.
Lemon pepper steppers.
No, facts. Like when we talking about like
they stopped the good old boy
when you letting Tim Anderson and when you letting like those kind of guys who are American born into the game and all of a sudden they're the dominant. And I mean I think Tim Anderson is what other sport I hope other players look at Tim Anderson and say, that's what I want to do, because Tim Anderson really, he didn't play baseball. He was a basketball player.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he realized, I'm probably not going to the NBA. I should play baseball more. He starts playing baseball late.
Yeah.
But he's an amazing athlete.
So it translates.
He's learning on the fly.
Yeah,
he literally learned MLB baseball on the fly.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in other sports. Like the dudes that it's dudes at the Bears draft. Shea McClellan was an amazing athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing athlete. I think he could jump out of a swimming pool and land. Like, that's crazy when you think about it. Like, the resistance that's crazy.
Yeah.
Not a great football player. Okay.
So he should have played.
But I'm saying, but when you're an amazing athlete, to me, baseball's a sport that can translate.
I can see that.
Because, like, Tim Anderson plays second base. His athleticism does so much for him.
It allows him to be competitive.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, snap, I can hit this thing, too. Oh, I can hit it hard. I can hit it a long way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that changes the game. Like, in so many other sports, we don't see that. And I think that's what's changing baseball. Not to get too far off topic, but with that's what's going to make American baseball better. I think that's going to happen more. But that's America's game, but like the other countries got it. Football is America's game. Nobody else plays it.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey's not our game. Soccer's
not our game.
Cap. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the women's soccer team though. But
true.
Shout out to dominance.
True.
But
sorry you all lost that court case.
Basketball.
You did get paid more than the men's team.
Basketball is Naismith.
Mm-hmm.
That is an American sport that Americans
created,
dominated. I want you to understand.
They actually did that as a way.
I want you to understand how dominant Americans have been in the Olympics. In games that, not so much games that matter, but just games they played. The Americans were like 56-2.
Yep.
Before they lost these last two games.
Yep.
56-2.
It's an amazing record.
But how we're seeing players play now, and I think we saw it tonight. Like I said, we're recording this on like the 13th, 14th, something like that. 13th. We heard a story come out of this game prior that Bradley Beal and Jason Tatum and a couple of the other players were mean mugging the refs because they weren't getting their calls that they would get in the NBA.
Yeah.
Same night, Zach LaVine starting. Zach LaVine started tonight.
Yeah.
Over Bradley Beal.
15 points.
Is there a disconnect there? But I think that to me is like we're getting bumped, we're getting hit, we can't take it. Like, it's not America's game no more. This is the world's game now. And they are beating you at your own game.
I blame Adam Silver. Because
I blame David Stern.
I blame Adam because he reinforced it. Here's the thing.
I blame David because he starts it.
David does start it.
Now, I think this is the thing. Can we blame Adam? Adam's trying to make the game so European.
Yes, we can blame Adam.
But the players,
absolutely,
the players are fighting back though at this point. But the players are fighting back to a European style of basketball.
Here's what I'm saying. Because I know this is going to come off if people just consume just certain pieces.
Hey man, it's your views from the Bleachers.
There we go. Well, I don't care how much they fight back. At a certain point, you still have to realize that is a job. It's a very high paying job.
Yeah.
You have so much autonomy building your brand and stuff like that. You have so much opportunity to build yourself as a business within that job, but you still get paid a check. Someone cuts that check.
Facts.
At the end of the day, it's ownership, it's overall leadership that creates that whole environment and culture of how these players could go. That even translates to NFL. Look at the flack that Lamar Jackson is getting. Lamar Jackson's just out there just doing what he loves. And they're like, man, he can't do that. He's about to get paid, generational wealth and stuff like that. That man's playing football. Now, should he be doing it on concrete? Who am I to say no? Because Mike did it. It's a different sport, but Mike had a love of the game clause. Mike absolutely was playing anytime he wanted to play, anywhere he wanted to play.
I'll say this about that.
But because there's so many M's behind these players,
you better have a love of the game clause. You better have a love of the game clause.
Now, here's the thing. Because there's so many M's behind these players, we're talking about, I mean, let's be real. We've seen 200 million get flirted with so much in the last couple of years. We ain't never seen no crap like that. 200 over 5.
I'm trying to see 50.
I just want 10. I just want 10. 10 million, I could do damage. 10 million. At 10 million, I could do the same thing you could do at 50. I might not buy the same house, but I could do the same stuff. Right? Whatever.
Let's start with 1 and see where we go.
Anything more than what I got.
Let me get 1 and see where I go from there.
But at this point, realistically, the game is softer because they're trying to protect the investment. It starts with Kawhi injuring his ankle. Now all of a sudden you got that clear out thing. It makes sense, but at the same time, are we doing too much? And then it's the manipulation of the rules that the offensive player creates. That stuff that Chris Paul does, like Chris Paul has a play against Giannis where he dribbles in front of him, he jumps back.
Saw it.
And Giannis' knee buckled.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's an offensive foul. The defensive player is in a helpless position almost.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it. But Chris Paul does it every rip.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about it is, and how this all ties together, when certain refs, like he has that 1-11 record against that one ref, Scott Foster? Scott Foster. Scott don't call that BS.
Yeah.
Scott calls it the way it should be. Scott's old school. Scott's there.
I like Scott. I don't have no beef with Scott.
But here's the thing. He doesn't fall for that. But other refs, they're there. The new rules are we protect the offensive player.
Yes.
The offense, and it's more catered toward that. And now when you go into competition where they don't play it that way, you jumping back into something, that's stupid. Why are you doing that? That's not even natural.
Sports have overcompensated. All sports.
They've overpaid?
Overcompensated. Not compensated that way. They've overcompensated to the point where
to protect the investment, they've done too much to make the game.
Not even their investment. I would say I think that in the moment
it made sense to do certain things.
We thought that the best was entertaining NBA wise when games ended 90-86. When we watched Kobe win a game 98-90. When you watch the best do it, it's gonna be entertaining because Kobe's putting up 35, he's putting up 81, he's putting up 50. You know what I'm saying? When you watch greatness happen, that is entertaining. But when you watch the Chicago Bulls versus the New Orleans Hornets, and it's 90-85, that's not an entertaining game. And I think the NBA overcompensated, but I think that's all leagues. I think the NFL has overcompensated with, now theirs is different. Theirs is health reasons.
Let me ask you this, just not to throw you off. I hope I didn't. But seeing a high score in New Orleans versus whatever with nobody on it isn't entertaining to me either.
To me,
because I'm just looking at the fact that no one's sticking defense.
Yes,
it makes no.
That's what I mean, though. That's what I mean.
You're not stopping anybody, so of course the score is going to go up.
That's what I mean, though. It's overcompensated. It's overcompensated because to make the game widely more entertaining.
Although, ironically, New Orleans has Zion, and that then I think Hornets and I think LaMelo Ball. It's actually pretty two entertaining teams.
I think the modern league is widely overcompensated because what we saw in the early 2000s was you would see T-Mac have a game, but let's be real, more than likely T-Mac was having 22 to 25 points a game. You would see Kobe have a game, but Kobe was having 25 points a game. It was Kobe. It was Shaq. You had your legit guys. Now you have an opportunity for your small market teams to have those guys, to have the big names, because you knew back in the early 2000s, if I'm going into name whatever the city is that's struggling,
28 points a game is actually lead.
28 points a game is elite.
Yeah, that's a leader.
Exactly.
I think who won? I think not T-Mac, but I think Kobe's best year was 28 points a game. Average.
Probably. And now,
no, it's 35. Forgive me. Forgive me. His best season was 35 points and then 31 points. He went nuts.
Yes, yeah. But I think, but again,
he scored 81 and 63 in the same.
But again, the modern, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a different. Like, that was different. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the greatest were the greatest for a reason, but across the board, the league had a problem with, nobody's watching the Knicks when they're struggling versus the Bulls when they're struggling. And those are our two biggest markets in this league.
Yeah.
And they're scoring. Games are ending 78. Like, let's be real. Early 2000s was 78. You would have some games 78-65.
Lockdown defense.
You know what I'm saying?
No offensive talent.
So Adam Silver comes in. Yes, still David Stern. At that point, the rules changed. No more hand checking. No more.
It's horrible.
I agree.
It's horrible.
I don't like it. But I'll say this. I don't like that they overcompensated so hard because it's no more hand checking. It's no more. It's all zone defense. But then there's. The calls are catered to the offensive player. If you kick it literally was if Reggie kicked his leg out at a certain point, call that offensive foul. Now it's if you kick that leg out, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, but we're probably going to lean offensive.
James Harden
sweep through. Right here.
That's actually a KD sweep through.
Either way, whoever you want to put it on.
James Harden without the antics isn't a league leader. He isn't an MVP. James Harden, listen, he would get to the line so good.
He gets to the line a lot, but he's still.
He gets to the line a lot on calls.
This is my thing. Anybody that consistently look you in the eye when you that close and be like, I'm shooting this right. It's gonna happen. Accept it.
Form up for a shot.
Facing the pillow.
Form up for a shot. Just go like that. Foul. He would get those calls.
Foul. I'm gonna be real with you. If you reach in here, you not a good defender.
No, listen.
If I'm here,
listen, you going up? You're jumping.
No, I agree with you though. Ticky tack, right? Very ticky tack.
This is the one I get,
and that's what's wrong with Team USA right now.
This is the one that I hate all the time. I'm standing like this. I have the right as a defender to do that.
Yeah,
right. You come up like this.
You sweep through.
That is not a foul on you.
You sweep through.
You're creating a contact. So guess what? Your dumb self either gets the turnover or the offensive foul.
Yeah.
That to me that's not real basketball. Which is why college basketball is almost more entertaining than the NBA at times. Because if you take that away, which in the playoffs, this is why James Harden disappears in the playoffs. Yeah. They take that away. No one ever pieces that together.
Not really though. I don't think they do.
Name one series he's dominated.
One series he's dominated? I can't say that because James disappeared every playoffs. But I don't think.
But give me 2 games in a row he's dominated.
Not. This is the thing.
James Harden looks like Ben Simmons out there. Give me
not that bad. Nobody's that bad.
Hey, listen,
that's a stretch.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch. I'm Joel Embiid.
These are your views.
I thought the game turned when we were trying to draw fouls when we should have been trying to make layups. That's what.
I agree with you. But I think the thing is with And that's why, like, with Marko coming over, I like what I'm gonna see because he's adjusting down. Like it's like I've been lifting heavy weights, and yeah, the weight is still gonna be there because I'm still going to a league where mugs are crazy good, but no one's punching me in the face either. So like, you took 20 pounds off of my weights. And if I'm used to lifting this, taking 20 pounds off is a big difference.
Now here's the con to that, where he's coming from. We don't play team ball the way that he's accustomed to playing team ball.
We don't play team ball.
In fact, everything is drive and kick now. Like honestly, if they played ball like this when we were in school, we'd have made the league.
Okay,
I definitely would have.
Listen,
the drive and kick is all I got to do.
I would say this.
Break you down real quick. Hey,
I would say this. We don't play team ball on most of the teams in the league.
Period.
But what does Denver do?
Denver is the one team that does.
And what is
Utah may be the one team that does. The second team that does.
The thing I'll say is, how are they? Like, I can see it. Like Marko's meant to be Jokic. Great value Jokic.
I can see that.
He is. He's coming over. He can facilitate. He can run up the floor. He can do he's coming over to be great value Jokic. So this team, to me, is not going to be built to be an ISO team. And I don't think that Billy Donovan's teams really have been. Now, I guess I can't say that Russ. I guess I can't say that Russ. But
Russ is such a polarizing.
But Russ
player.
was the option. You know what I'm saying? Like Russ was the like.
If you have Russ on the floor and you don't let Russ be Russ, you're almost a problem.
But to me, that team was built poorly. Like, it's literally Russ, and who was the shooter? Name me the shooter. I watched Thabo Cephalosha take quite a few jump shots on OKC.
Man, you're right.
I've watched. What was my man's? They literally got rid of Thabo and then got what's the other dude? He could not shoot, but he was always shooting. I can't think of his name.
All the thing I thought was Russ and Steven Adams. That's all I looked at.
But if I got Russ, listen, Russ on Golden State.
Wasn't JJ on that team? No, he wasn't. No. JJ Redick.
Redick? No.
I'm trying not to cheat. Yo, you're right. They had no.
There's no shooters.
God dang, you're right.
Once KD left, that was the end of shooters.
And Russ ain't no shooter.
You know what I'm saying? So like, to me, that team was built poorly. But I think when we're looking at what AK is doing with the Chicago Bulls and what the modern NBA is going to become, I think that you're looking at teams that are more, okay, we're going to do this through a certain player. I'm going to be real with you. I think the age of point guard or point forward, whatever you want to call it, is coming back. I think that people, and because the NBA, every league is a copycat league. What do we have in the NBA playoffs right now?
Point forwards.
Point forwards. The point god in Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I gotta challenge that. I do think it's coming back, but I do feel like it's funny you mentioned. So we take the Bucks for example, right? Yeah. Giannis bringing the ball up.
Yeah.
When Giannis doesn't bring that ball, when he's not reliant on having the ball as much and the offense flows, they win.
But
and they won handily.
Even how they won the last game. Drew Holiday handling the ball a lot. Point guard.
That's you gotta have a point guard.
Gotta have a point guard. But what are teams gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Like, teams are gonna look and be like, well, they did that to make the finals. Now, granted, they had Chris Paul, but let's go get a point guard. Lonzo, you know the best dude right now? Lonzo Ball. Loving it. Look at these point guards dominating. Look at Cameron Payne. Look at Chris Paul. Look at Drew Holiday.
I still wouldn't take Cameron Payne, but I would definitely. I
don't think you want to separate Cameron Payne from Chris Paul. When Chris Paul retires, Cameron Payne, just follow him out.
There you go. Thank you for the boost, dog. Thank you for
wherever he goes, just follow him out. No, but to me, like,
we got to talk about Devin Booker disappearing though. But anyway,
but to me, every league is a copycat league, and I think that they're gonna see that. I mean, realistically, what did we see the very season after Tom Brady wins his Super Bowl? Aaron Rodgers says, I want to go to a situation like that. Every team in the league is like, I will give you my mother if you will give us Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 36-year-old quarterback.
He can play until he's 42. He has another 6 years. He don't get hit.
But it's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
It's the Tom Brady effect. I saw Tom do it. Let's go get him.
Let's be honest. Drew Brees would probably still be slinging that thing if he didn't get 16 ribs cracked.
I mean, possibly. Possibly.
Hey, listen. You call him Captain Check Down all you want to. He's the third greatest white man to ever throw a football. In my opinion.
I just look at it and I say, I see how people are going to react to it, and I think that even with I look at how the league is going to be built. I think how Team USA does in this Olympics is going to change how the NBA does things.
How so? How they officiate or how the players prepare?
No. I think that how Team USA does things in this Olympics and how they see it, I think, well, possibly how they officiate. I think Adam Silver is going to see it and could possibly change some rules to make it so that you have to change the build of your team. Because what's Team USA missing right now? And this?
Big man. They have no rebound.
Jokic. Well, Jokic wouldn't play for America.
Jokic is not on Team USA.
Jokic wouldn't play for America. But I'm saying there's no big man.
There's no big man.
There's no Bam Adebayo's 6'9".
There's no point guard. Yeah,
I can't say that. I mean, Dame looked pretty good.
No, there's no point guard. Dame is a shooting guard.
Dame
is a shooting guard.
Well, here's the thing.
Dame has never been close to leading the league in assists. He's not even been top 5 in assists. He's barely. Hey, listen, 2 centers beat him in assists this season.
This team was built for shooting.
2 centers beat him for assists this season.
In fact, this team is built for shooting. But that's what the NBA is built for.
That doesn't. He's not a good facilitator when it comes to setting up his teammates.
I don't think that we don't have that anymore. We don't. Our best. Let's be real. Top 5 facilitators in the league right now.
Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, Chris Paul, Ben Simmons. Unfortunately, 5th one I would put LeBron and Jokic.
3 of those names we consider scrubs.
I don't consider I've never considered Lonzo a scrub.
Okay.
I've never considered Lonzo.
Let me not say
I don't
scrub.
consider LaMelo Ball.
Scrub is disrespectful.
Ben Simmons is a good point. PG. He's just 6'10" and afraid to shoot.
Scrub is disrespectful. Scrub is disrespectful on my part. 3 of those players we don't consider.
Chris Paul we thought was washed, but he's definitely balling.
3 of those players we don't consider elite in today's NBA.
How is he not an elite PG?
We don't consider Lonzo Ball elite. We just don't.
Who's we?
We don't. The NBA does not put Lonzo Ball in the top 5 point guards in today's NBA.
I guarantee you get 100 M's to say he does.
100 M's don't mean you're top 5. Is Drew Holiday top 5?
Drew Holiday
is Drew Holiday top 10
in point guards? Yes.
In the NBA right now, top 10
in point guards. Yes. NBA players themselves say that he does so much.
He does a lot.
And the way that he actually, that's why he's worth what he's worth. He's just being utilized he's in a weird position because Giannis needs the ball.
Yeah.
He needs the ball. And when Giannis doesn't have the ball, he goes off.
But here's the thing. A player that needs the ball and you can't get him the ball in the best situation. And I would say
that's more part of Giannis' limitations.
I would
offensively.
I would say if I'm looking at top 5, like Chris Paul elevated his team. DeAndre Ayton, I thought DeAndre Ayton sucked.
Oh, absolutely.
Musk was like, he putting up 25. I'm like, everybody putting up 25. Everybody scores 25. Like 25 don't impress me. 25 is very impressive if you do it consistently, but it doesn't impress me if you putting up 20. Carlos Boozer put up 25. You know why I wasn't impressed by his 25? He's getting 30 dropped on him.
So he's a bad defender, but he's a good offensive player. I give you that.
Yes.
But here's the thing. I don't compare him because Chris Paul rolls into a team with probably 10 years on the oldest person there outside of Jay Crowder, maybe. I forgot who the second oldest is. He comes in as Chris Paul. Right, there's a lot mentally that goes on with that. You gotta even Devin Booker is acquiescing to Chris Paul. It's supposed to be Booker's team. It ain't Booker's team, right? No. It's Chris Paul's team through and through.
I would agree with that.
When you see Holiday coming in, it's Giannis' team, And Bud is going to let you know it's Giannis' team. He caters everything towards Giannis. But when he actually allows Drew Holiday to be Drew Holiday, they not only win, but they flow. It's efficient. That's why they look good when Giannis is not on the floor.
But to me, this is elite point guard. It's Giannis' team. It absolutely is. There's no doubt about it. There's never going to be any doubt about it. Your job as an elite point guard, as a top 10 point guard in the NBA, you have to make sure that the rest of this team is in the best position to do what they do best.
But here's the thing. If he doesn't have the opportunity to set up the offense in a way that he can do so because of how Giannis is positioned on the floor, just watch it. Watch the losses they had and look where Giannis was and look how the ball rotated. The rotation was poor, but also Giannis is in some. We're like, well, dude, why are you way back there? Like Drew Holiday is left side corner, left side 3, and he has to get the ball to the corner. Cross court is not going to work out for a man that size. But Giannis is way back by the stripe back here. It's like, dog, I got to get you that so you can go that way. He's not, but he's also way back there because when he gets the ball, what is he thinking? Beeline to the rim.
I would argue that Giannis plays his game based on how everyone else is playing. So Giannis is absolutely going to come in. He can give you 30 and 10 no matter what.
Giannis is going to give you 30 and 10 in his sleep, though.
In his sleep. He's ridiculous.
Because all he's going to do is sit there and go to the rim and get there. He's going to do that. He's going to go to the
10
line.
10 is the sleeping part. Like, that's the crazy part. 10 rebounds is the sleeping part.
He had 8 points, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists within the first 5 minutes.
Here's my thing with Giannis. Giannis turns his game up when he realizes Middleton is useless, when he realizes Holiday's being useless, when he realizes Lopez is being useless, because but there's a limit to it. There's a limit to it. The
crazy thing is,
there's a limit to it.
They're not though.
No, but here's my thing. Middleton's points are effective if Giannis gets 40.
Middleton's points are effective when Giannis is going to get his points regardless. I put it to you like this: it's just top of my mind is late, but Shaq became more effective when he trusted Kobe more. Kobe was always going to be Kobe. Kobe just had the mentality. You know, Kobe was going to be Kobe because he came in wanting to be Mike. And anybody that comes in wanting to be Mike, you know it's a 50-50 chance he's gonna make it if you have that mentality, right? But Shaq was more dominant when people realized I can't just run the double on Shaq because it's Kobe on the wing.
Facts.
And when you see that, it's like, okay. And then Derek Fisher ain't afraid to shoot either. It's like Derek Fisher wasn't a star, but that ball came to him. He was knocking down that shot. You got Robert. That team, if you really look at it, is just Kobe, Shaq, and a bunch of role players.
The ball is in Chris Middleton's hand. I don't care who you listen. Kobe on a bad night was 20 points.
Yeah.
You can't give me 20?
I don't expect him to every game. I really don't.
I expect you to in a league that is and it's the conversation we had. A league that is set up.
If he's gonna be a Robin, he's Pippen.
No. He ain't Pippen. That's disrespectful to Pippen.
Oh, it ain't, because Pippen don't even average 20 points for a career.
Listen, Pippen played in a different NBA, and he also played with Michael Jordan. But I'll tell you what, Pippen did everything that team needed him to do. Pippen was a point forward. Pippen is a Chicago guy for a reason. He's one of the 50 greatest players for a reason.
Yeah.
Pippen was a point forward. He was a defensive guy. Pippen changed the NBA, and Muzz don't want to give him credit for it. There was no point forward before Scottie Pippen. There was. Who?
Magic could play 1 through 5.
Magic Johnson was a point guard that was the most versatile player that the NBA has ever seen. He was not a small forward that was going out in and out and playing up and down the court like that. There was no point forward before Scottie Pippen. He created the position. He just did.
He created the position.
Magic Johnson was a point guard that's the most versatile player we've seen probably in NBA history. There's not many players that can go be like, hey, yo, I'm going to play center this series. This series, by the way. Not this game. Hey, this series, I'm going to play center. I'm going to cover center.
The funniest thing about that was, and I just throw this out there because I just learned this myself. Magic wasn't even drafted and didn't even play as a point guard for the first 4 seasons of his career.
Who was the point guard?
I don't know, but he was drafted and played shooting guard.
That might have been the position they put him at, but Magic was definitely bringing the ball up the court.
Just because you bring the ball up the court, does that make you the point guard?
In the 1980s, absolutely.
Does that make you the point guard?
In the 1980s, absolutely.
Let's look at the team. You're right.
In the 1980s, if you were bringing the ball up the court, that's why I'm saying Scottie Pippen literally created that position because it was unheard.
I say Magic did because Magic's position. What does it say?
Point guard, shooting guard, and power forward, but it starts at point guard.
That's because it's in the hierarchy of 1 through. It's 1 through 4.
He gets power.
Basketball
forward.
Reference goes 1 through 5. Bro.
He gets power forward because he played center in an NBA Finals.
LeBron James is a what?
This is a different league.
LeBron,
he's a
hear
small
me out.
forward
LeBron
that's playing
James,
positionless.
He's a small
basketball.
forward. If I look up LeBron James' positions right now, it's going to say point guard, small forward, power forward.
Okay.
What was he mostly playing? He's playing the 3.
Is there any legitimate center in the league? Like, it's a different league.
Yes.
You've got who?
We have one.
A center?
Yes.
He shoots.
Who?
Jokic? He's like 40% from 3.
Just because he can shoot doesn't mean he's not a legitimate center.
He shoots a lot of shots from the mid-range and 3.
Embiid does too, but he has a post game.
Okay, but I'm telling you, this is positionless basketball. Jokic? That's my point.
Hold on. Wait. We don't have Jokic. Who do we have?
We've got Vucevic.
Vooch. That's what I'm trying to say. Vooch is a legitimate center. He can shoot the 3. That's
agree.
Good.
But he's not. But it's a different game. These mugs are shooting.
I understand it's different. It just means that your big man can do more, but they're still big men.
But it's every position. It's every position. Jokic, we watched the game. We called a game where Jokic played point guard.
Here's my thing. Your big men are still big men. They can just do more. You can't tell me Jokic is not
you're not a big man no more when you dribbling behind the back, through the legs, and then you throw a pass cross court to catch for somebody in the corner.
Shaq could do that.
Look, stop.
Hold on.
Don't you show me this clip of Michael Jordan getting hit with it.
Wait.
Listen.
But it just goes to show you that he had the ability to. That's just not how the game was played.
Like that.
It's just not how the game was played.
Not like that. Bro, Jokic came up, dribbled here.
So Hakeem wasn't a big man then?
No, Hakeem was.
But Hakeem was doing the same stuff Jokic is doing.
But there were more Shaqs than Hakeems.
But Hakeem is considered one of the best big men I've ever played. Tell me something Jokic does that Hakeem can't do.
Did I say that Jokic is not a big man?
You said you're not a big man if you're dribbling behind your back. Jokic came up the court dribbling behind his back.
I said that you're not that kind of center. This is positionless basketball we in. Hakeem was the only one.
Positionless basketball I give you.
And guess what? But
I only give that to you for the first 4 positions.
But guess what?
Your big man is still going to be big man no matter what.
But guess where Hakeem...
Because guess what?
Guess where Hakeem started?
What are you talking about?
Guess where Hakeem started his plays?
Top of the key.
Kenny Smith holding the ball, throwing it down. Hakeem catches it in the post. Does whatever he wants. Hakeem starts his offense in the post.
Not all the time, bro. I got clips of him getting
more times than not. Hakeem Olajuwon is starting his offense in the post.
You have a whole YouTube thing
highlights
of him starting at the top of the key.
But more times than not, Hakeem is starting his offense in the post. That was basketball back then.
That was basketball back then. I get you. The difference is now is that your big man can stretch the floor to make room for those combo guards, which is necessary until they can get off. But he can also sit there and bang in the post. And so now when you say how many legitimate big men we have plenty. It's just how they're utilized. KB is a legitimate big man, if you're being honest.
You said KG?
KP.
Okay.
He's a legitimate big man. He can just shoot. Is that the time to go?
That was the text, but we out here. No, I think to me it's just it's different. You know what I'm saying? I can't hold these guys to the standards that we held previous generations to. I just can't.
Are we really holding them to the standard? Are we?
Yeah.
We're expecting great players, and we're expecting players with the capabilities to do what they're.
We hold LeBron James to Michael Jordan's standard, and they don't even play the same position, and they don't even play the same kind of basketball.
LeBron James held himself to that when he called himself the greatest of all time.
But even so,
when you sit there and you do that,
before he did that, LeBron James was 18, and we was like, "Can this guy be the next Michael Jordan?" They don't play the same position. They don't play the same. They're not even close. Kobe and Jordan. Give you that.
I think
they're both shooting guards.
I think people really just did it in level of dominance of the game because no one had dominated the game like Mike had. I think that's what they meant. Not can he be the same next Michael Jordan.
No one says is Steph Curry. No one ever said was Steph Curry the next Michael Jordan. And Steph Curry dominated.
He didn't dominate like LeBron.
The only reason Steph Curry even even when he won 3 of 4.
He didn't dominate like LeBron.
But listen. What didn't he do? He didn't dominate the entire game like LeBron, but I mean
that's what people were looking at. But Mike dominated the entire game.
But Stephen Curry,
if Mike went to bust your behind on defense, he is still champ.
Stephen Curry dominated this generation of basketball. If we really want to have the conversation, which people don't, Stephen Curry dominated this generation of basketball better than LeBron James did.
I agree with that.
He really did. He dominated this generation of but you gotta. This is a different. That's why I say we can't. You can't it kind of all ties back into what we talking about with Marko coming over with Team USA. Like this is different.
Yeah,
I think overseas caught up to what they was doing in the 90s and early 2000s, and now the modern NBA is what overseas was in the 90s and early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like this is different.
That's actually a nice hot take right there.
I mean, for real.
LeBron, I will say this: LeBron empowered players and empowered people to build their own legacies. But as far as changing the game of basketball, no one did it like Steph did in the last 10 years.
I think that for different reasons, though. I think that because...
And it's not to discredit LeBron, because I think what he's done is phenomenal.
Not at all. But
it's different impacts.
I think it's different impact because, like, I'm legitimately 2 inches shorter than Steph.
Yeah.
So, like, if I was 15 and I'm coming, I could work on my shot.
You can't jump out the gym like LeBron.
I can't grow 8 inches.
Yeah, you're not going to be LeBron.
You know what I'm saying? I'll never be able to do what LeBron. I think that's a lot of what changed with Steph. But even that, like, when I look, like,
but even
let's be real. LeBron James getting to the finals is amazing. 9 out of 10 years, crazy, right? But Stephen Curry did it in the Western Conference, which
still better than the East.
Still better than the East. Still the more dominant conference. And he did it.
Actually became.
Listen, and he did it. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. Like he was beating teams by 20, 30 consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I say like Stephen Curry not only dominated the Western Conference, but he dominated the entire NBA more than LeBron James did on a consistent basis. LeBron James couldn't even dominate in Miami. He couldn't dominate versus Dirk Nowitzki and the rest of them.
Jason Kidd and the nobodies. You can't
I'm
say
not
no. Can't say nobodies.
Sean Marion, Jason Kidd, but good team.
JJ Barea.
JJ Barea. You know what I'm saying?
We got the Jet on there.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, no, that wasn't Jet.
No, you're right.
JT.
Yeah. I can't say the nobodies, but it was Dirk Nowitzki and the rest of them.
My thing,
and not only that, you mock them. You gonna mock somebody and lose? You can't lose if you mock them. You come out coughing.
Let me say
pre-COVID cough. Dog.
Would you agree that he changed the game to the point where he almost made certain positions obsolete? I think the only reason why
LeBron James changed. I can't say.
I'm talking about Steph because
I'll say this: LeBron James made Ben Simmons possible.
Absolutely.
LeBron James made those LeBron James increased the skill level of big players.
Steph Curry made you Steph Curry made you say that certain big man can't be big man because they shooting threes.
Facts.
Because you have to be able to shoot.
Elite, you got to be able to shoot.
You got to be able to shoot now.
But I think that LeBron James makes
so LeBron
if you're 6'8", but I mean, let's be real. If you were 6'8" and up, you were a big man. You might have been a forward.
Yeah.
You might have been able to shoot a little bit, but for the most part, if you were shooting past 15 feet, what you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron James changed that narrative. That Ben Simmons is possible. Kevin Durant is possible. What you know what I'm saying? Like those big guys.
The way Giannis plays now is possible.
The way Giannis plays now. The fact that Giannis is able to touch the ball before the free throw. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that is a product of LeBron James. I don't take nothing away from that. But Steph Curry makes us possible. If we're 15 and we're growing up in Stephen Curry's era, I can learn to shoot.
I think Steph Curry.
I can learn mechanics.
Technically, I would say Steph Curry elevated the game more than LeBron did, just for the simple fact that it forced everyone to develop a 3-point shot.
He forces everybody to develop a 3-point shot, but I think LeBron increases IQ. Big guys realized I better be a little bit smarter.
Who would you say impacted it more? To me, by far,
I would say
Dame right now is possible because Steph exists.
I'll tell you this right now.
Because Dame didn't play like that before.
I'll say this right now. LeBron impacted the game more. Because, and I'll tell you why. Look at the NBA. Who
from what vantage point?
From the who's 6'2", 6'3"?
Okay.
Taller players. Bigger players focused more on, let me get in shape, let me get lean, let me be able to move, let me be able to ball handle, let me be able to facilitate, let me be able to. Now, when shooting comes in, that's Steph. Because Bron's game completely changed. Bron 2010 could not shoot. I don't care what nobody say.
Kevin Durant is the reason why if you're 6'8", 6'9",
not to that point
6'10", you're like, hey, I can put this ball on the floor.
I can put it on,
cross over, and I can pull up.
I can't get at the KD.
I can't give it to LeBron because LeBron ain't had that in his back his whole career.
No, pull up.
KD has had that in his career since his first Olympic game.
Pull up is different though, but we're seeing better IQ. We really are seeing better. We're seeing smarter basketball players.
From who? From where?
The fact that you have a 6'10" point guard in Ben Simmons. Now listen, we both agree. Listen. We both agree.
Now listen, if he was a smart, listen, this is the one thing I would say, and I'm not trying to discredit LeBron, but if LeBron couldn't shoot, he was under the rim at 6'10", he's dunking.
He's gonna take it, but that's confidence. That's confidence. I don't take away the fact that I know Ben Simmons has vision. I've seen it. I've seen Ben Simmons pick defensive apart.
I've seen Ben Simmons more effective as a power forward than a point guard.
Yes, but I've seen his court vision. Again,
I honestly feel like we're forcing him into a point guard position, and he wants to be able to catch, spin, and dunk.
No, this is the problem. He doesn't. if he did, Philly probably would be here. if Ben Simmons had the balls to do it, Philly probably would be here.
No, you want to know why I say no? Because Embiid dominates that space.
Let me tell you this.
They have best floor spacing. Look at the games.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna just ask you. You're 6'10".
Don't ask me if I'm 6'10".
No, you're 6'10".
If I was 6'5",
no, let's go.
If I was 6'5",
let's have this conversation. You're 6'10". You're 240. 240?
6'10", 240.
6'10", 240. Danilo Gallinari standing behind you. You worried about Danilo Gallinari?
I'm not worried about Danilo Gallinari. like, let's be honest. I'm a competitor. I'm not worried about him now. He might beat me every day of the rip. I'm going for that one. That's me, though.
I love Jared Dudley's quote. He said,
I'm LeBron to you.
He said, hey, don't get it twisted. I'm closer than LeBron to you than you are to me.
That's crazy.
He's so right though. He's so right. But I to me that like.
Hey Jared, I'd like to tell you this though. Just like the international game has changed, these people on there's managers at shoe stores coming in giving people 40. Hey, listen, there's people right now getting millions of dollars who we're wondering why they got paid, and for some odd reason, my name Frank Nitty ain't got a contract yet. I'm just trying to say it.
But Denzel Valentine in the league. But
shooting threes, feeling it. Remember that air ball? I was just feeling the game.
Hey, when Denzel, when Adam Amin said, "Oh no." Oh man, no, but I just think that if I'm looking at Bron or I'm looking at Steph has influenced the game that everyone shoots now. You have to be able to shoot. You just do. Marko Siminovic is coming over, he's able to shoot.
We touched on so much just now.
We did.
Here's the one thing I will say. We have to break down the true impact of Stephen Curry. We have to be the ones to do it because no one else is really going to give him his flowers like that. He gets discredited so much.
If you're not giving Steph his flowers, you just
they give him his flowers, but they side eye him at the same time.
Let me tell you something. You know what the best flower is in the world? Not marijuana.
Imitation.
Not even that. But you could say that. The best flower in the world is the fact that Stephen Curry is the reason that he's got 3 of them things on his hand.
To me, the reason why Dame, Clay, and all of those people exist is because Steph. You wasn't screaming Klay Thompson before Steph.
I can't say Clay because I feel like Clay came into the league with that skill set. I feel like that's what Clay came in. And the only reason Clay wasn't getting that love is because it was like, please, Monte, what's going on?
Dame is not pulling up. Dame is not logo Lillard until Steph starts shooting.
No, not till Steph starts shooting them shots because those become good shots.
But here's the thing:
those become good shots. I think they both changed the game.
I think Dame is a better long range
for
shooter.
Sure. Pause.
For sure, though.
No, the numbers back it up.
That's true.
The numbers back it up. Like from what is it, 30?
From 30 feet, Dame is
he's just better. It's a lot. But he also takes a lot more, but which is hilarious. But I just think that to me, Bron made big guys realize, hey, it's okay for me to dribble. It's okay for me to pass. It's okay for me to have court vision. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think Steph didn't have that. Steph made the league realize, hey, it's okay for me to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I would have to give the nod to Bron over Steph on biggest impact, but I think that Steph's impact is still happening. So it's like a right now thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you think he got another one in him?
I think the Western Conference is about to be ridiculous, and I don't care what my Bulls build, it's gonna be tough. I think the Bulls have a championship run.
I think the Bulls have a
championship run in them soon.
Fortune ever. Because you still got 1 year, definitely, maybe 2 of the Nets. You still got that happening. Everyone's still on board for next year, and they still got
that don't bother me. I don't trust their body. I just don't. 32, 33, and 31, and Kyrie's never healthy. So I don't trust that.
Okay, so
I'll tell you this. If the one season that Kyrie's healthy the entire season and plays the entire season, listen, this
James Harden probably won't be there.
It don't matter because that's a ridiculous team. Like if you got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, that's a ridiculous team.
One of the most I think he's the most skilled player I've ever played. I respect his skill set that much. There's nothing he can't do. There's nothing. There's not one shot, one angle, one play. There's nothing he can't execute.
I can't say that because to me,
it's only 3 people on the list.
Nah,
4. It's only 4 people on the list. It's most skilled ever.
Who you got?
Mike, Kobe, KD, and Kyrie. Most skilled ever.
You took Magic off of there
because Magic wasn't a good. Couldn't shoot well.
Magic played in the league that didn't shoot.
That's Magic's fault.
Mike also played in the league that didn't shoot.
Larry Bird played in that same era, and he could shoot his ass off.
Larry Bird could shoot. Larry Bird could shoot from the 3-point perspective, like the 3-point contest.
Larry Bird's 2-point percentage is freaking high.
But you just said it, 2-point percentage.
But he was also high he's like 40% from 3.
But he was still taking 2 a game, 2-3 a game. It's a different league. That's what Muzz really don't take into account.
Magic Johnson from 2 versus Mike.
Magic Johnson. I don't even. What is
Mike?
It? No, am I taking it over that? Yeah, I'm taking. No. Listen,
Kobe Bryant from 2 versus Magic.
Listen, you said most skilled. Kyrie Irving's not more skilled than Michael Jordan to me. I've seen Michael Jordan guard 1 through 5. Kyrie Irving can't guard 1 through 5. I've seen Michael Jordan dominate 1 through 5.
You're confusing skill versus athletic ability and all that stuff. That's 2 different things. We're talking about your full skill set.
I don't like when we say that. When I say you guard 1 through 5, if you don't think that's a skill, that's wild.
I was not saying that it's not a skill, but that you can guard 1 through 5.
That's a skill.
It's realistically,
That's a
Isaiah
skill.
Thomas is probably one of the most skilled people have ever played as
Absolutely.
well.
He's in the game.
But because of his height, he's never guarding a 4 and a 5.
He wouldn't be. But,
Right.
But Michael Jordan's 6'6".
Michael Jordan didn't guard 5s.
He didn't have to.
He was help defense.
He was help defense, but he was killing them.
He's help defense, and he was shooting the gap. I still consider him the most skilled because, again, look at what he was able to do at his position to shut down. Look at what he's able to do.
Too many people off of that.
When you look at Gary Payton is one of the most skilled players I've ever played because offensively he busts up behind. Gary Payton's 2010 with assist leader and defensive player of the year under 6'3".
But still, to say Kyrie's the most skilled, like Kyrie.
Okay, let me say that. Offensively, he's one of the most skilled players I've ever played the game. Easily. It's not even close.
Kyrie Irving has the best handle I've ever seen in my life.
Best layup package you've ever seen in your life.
Probably.
There ain't no probably. Name a better person.
Probably.
There's nobody under the rim better than Kyrie.
This is the thing. I can't say because I can't think of it. But I'll tell you this. I also didn't watch Dr. J. And I know the only play I've seen Dr. J, like, consistently, this man laid it up under the basket and 4 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see it consistently. So to me, to say like he's the best ever,
but that's not a discredit.
It's
to
not
him,
a discredit to any of them. But there's a lot of names that I have seen that I don't put him over skilled offensively. I don't put Kyrie Irving over Jordan offensively.
Kyrie was last on my list. Mike was first. I said Mike, Kobe, KD, Kyrie.
You said Kyrie is the most skilled player you've seen. We've seen in the NBA.
You're right. That is. Let me say. He's top 5 all time.
That's a very different conversation.
It's a very different conversation. You're right. You're right.
That is
very
different.
I don't think he's
he's the most skilled. Like I'm gonna be.
But
like,
I
don't put him over. I don't put him over Magic. Like I think I'm gonna be real with you. To me, 90s players and 80s players and some early 2000s players, not as much, didn't have the freedom that players today have because at some point somebody looked at the players and was like, "Yo, you do like what Skip to My Lou did." And
I can't say that because Magic did it.
Magic still had to be the point.
No. What I'm saying is Magic was in an era where
Magic was Showtime. Magic was Showtime. I give you that.
Here's the thing, but Magic 6'10", he comes in. He's what in the 80s? He's a power forward. He's drafted in 79. You're a power forward.
He should have been.
Magic. He should have been.
Yeah, he
so I can't sit
but
there
he
and
played
say
point guard in college.
So what I'm saying is, even then, the stigma of he should have did this, I can't really get that because there's so many examples of where that wasn't the case. Julius Erving should have been what he was in so many respects, but guess what?
That's why like to say most
those players had freedom. Those who could do, they did.
Comparison in the NBA to me is so wild. Like I really feel like it's the one sport that if you don't break it down in decades, you really aren't talking basketball.
I get that. I feel that.
You're not, because to me, like,
so this is his decade, and from 2010 to 2020,
right now,
Kyrie's the best. I can't. Best,
yes,
most skilled.
Absolutely.
Outside of KD,
absolutely.
I don't think there's anything KD can't do, and he's shown that time and time again.
I don't disagree with either.
I got Kyrie, KD, LeBron, and I got Russ up there, man.
I don't disagree with you.
I got Russ. I don't know why.
But I think that's the conversation you gotta have.
He can't shoot.
Like, you can't
he can't.
Comparing LeBron or comparing Russ to Isaiah Thomas. Are you like I just listen to people do this and I'm just like, not Russ to Isaiah Thomas, but
I gotta wrap it up. But
no, we finna get out of here. But it just blows my mind that we're still doing this. LeBron's not Jordan.
We're gonna do it to the end of time.
That's not the same.
We're gonna do it to the Hey, listen. Look out for the Zion and LeBron comparisons, and I don't think they're the same player at all.
No. And if you compare Zion to Bron, I don't get it.
Zion is the second coming of Carmelo.
A lot of poor choices of words in that statement. I'm just there's a lot of poor choices of words in that
look
statement.
how much you thought about it for a second. It was like, it's hard. Carmelo was a beast. Carmelo was that dominating of a force. I'm gonna be real with you. Zion is probably going to be top 5 in points and stuff like that if his career lasts the way he could dominate.
I'm gonna be real with you. again, I feel like we can't make that comparison because different NBA. There's nobody trying to punch Zion Williamson in the kidneys.
But Zion is playing that bully ball.
But he is.
So I'm basing it. I'm not basing it off his competition. It's based on what he's doing.
Hey, look. But you know who's not? The rest of them boys. I'm hit you with that Shannon Sharp. What Shannon say? He said they got 5 NBA players on that team. You know how many USA got? All of them. Hey, yo, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. This is Views from the Bleachers podcast. It's your boy, Pat the Designer.
You just farted?
I didn't. That was the chair. Hey, yo, what if I did, though? Just straighten the stew.
That would have been so disrespectful and funny at the same time.
Here we go.
Man, listen.
What?
It's P.Kidd, man. We signing out on this joint, man.
Hey, man, no matter how you look at it, depending on where you're sitting at, this is Views from Bleacher Podcast. Peace.
My man with the one-liners. I got to get that good. See, I'm not that broadcast ready yet.